So, with that being said, now let's go on and move on to the counterattack system in Storm 4. Yes, and I just said counterattack, and you know, like what we said about revolutions and how they like acted upon it. Well, Storm 4 fixed all that madness, and hopefully will be the godsend of the counters that we really need to this gaming community for Storm. So with counterattacks, now it does knockback. Instead of stunning you for like God and forever, and you're sitting there taking a wombo combo, instead you're only going to be knocked back. You're going to be blasted away, so that way the guy who did the counterattack can take a little bit of a breather, recover his chakra if need be, do what he needs to do in order to like take a breather from you trying to like, go wombo combo on his ass, he needs a break too. Will, what do you think about that?
And it's definitely a welcome fix. I was a little surprised by it actually, but it was awesome. I do like the fix. I mean, like, probably one of the biggest reasons why I like this fix is because of the fact that the counter isn't so broken. Because let's face it, when it comes to Revolution, it turned into nothing but a long ass waiting game of cat and mouse because basically almost I would say a good 80 to 90% of the players is going to spend the whole match trying to nail you with that because of the potential damage that they can gain. And then on top of that, all the more experienced players, they're going to probably spend the first 2 minutes just trying to figure out if the other guy actually knows how to use the counter or not. And so, just by the counter being fixed like this, is going to increase the speed of the gameplay drastically. And there is one thing I would like to say. It well, actually, I'll just save that for the next thing. So yeah,
Right,
let's just do
right. Um, So yeah, like you said about the speed of the game, that's definitely like a key factor into a game. If you're just sitting there playing the game, are you really playing the game if like you're getting wombo comboed? You're just pretty much gonna sit there, lay your controller down, go walk off somewhere, probably come back, and he's still doing the wombo combo on you.
that.
That's pretty much how we felt about that. So with this knockback system, there's also a strikeback system. Now, back in the other Storm games, there was always a strikeback system if you cause a knockback. So, what happens is that the character slides off or flies off, one of the two. And so, with that, if your team was ready, and basically meaning if you had a Storm gauge readily available, the your partners would slap the guy right back to you to serve up another combo. So with counters doing the slide back, basically it welcomes in another form of an ability to like make a strike back happen from your team, so you can serve up more combos. Will, what do you think of that?
Actually, I like the idea because the thing is, if you look back at the counterattack, and the counterattack is no longer as strong, so obviously a lot of people isn't going to be over reliant on it. But when it comes to the strike back feature, I feel like that feature would play well with the counterattack because it would create those key moments where the other player that's on the receiving end, they're going to ask themselves, what should I do? Now that in Storm 4 you can actually stop a strike back by using your support character to take the blow for you. Are you going to use your support character to stop it? Or are you going to take the knockback after the counter and then just waste a sub? Or are you just going to, just wait for your chance and see what
See if
happens?
see if he slips up. Yep, yep. Um, definitely makes you kind of think. It makes you think, and that's what kind of like video games are trying to do nowadays. It gets you into that. I believe they called it like a beta stage because the alpha stage is just sitting there and you're just absorbing the information, such as you're probably doing with this video. But in a beta stage, you're actually learning. You're actually like receiving information and you're acting upon it. Um, so it definitely like this game is definitely gonna help you make sure your mind is on an active go. You gotta think about what you're doing. You gotta do like the specific like subbing. You have to use your team. You have to use like the different things readily available to you. And if you don't make use of it, you could end up hurting yourself in the long run. So definitely need to be watching out for that. So with that being said, the next thing we're going to talk about is the um the assists are basically back again. We wanted to touch on this a little bit more. Back in Revolutions, you couldn't exactly use the assist sacrifice. You used your assist. Your assist took some damage, but you were able to walk out of that without receiving damage, and so that was an issue for some people in Revolution, that they couldn't sacrifice the characters. They couldn't use them, when they're getting knocked back. So now in Storm 4, we have that available back to us, and that's basically, that's very welcome back. It's like, welcome back, buddy. We missed you. We very much missed you. You know, Will.
Let's see. Well, obviously, it was missed by everybody, especially when facing off against draft type in Revolution, because there was nothing you could do. You was just going to get knocked around like a ping pong ball. So it's more than welcome. I mean, it's just great to have that because it's just another defensive option. So I guess that's all I pretty much have to say about that because that was the whole purpose of that. Like having support characters to back you up. I guess the only question here is because I didn't necessarily pay a whole lot of attention to it, but we talked about it before, which was it seems as though every character has their own specific role in terms of support. So the question is the strike back feature going to be a character only thing where there's only going to be a set number of characters that actually can do that? Because as we already seen, characters like Sakura and Kabuto, like their function is to actually help you charge your chakra faster.
Right, right. So definitely something that we were talking about, but we're going to touch more on that a little bit later because basically it is a welcome feature because it was in the past Storm games, but it wasn't locked to a certain aspect like it is now. It's definitely though something more of a strategic use for assist characters or characters that you're just grabbing haphazardly. You can't just grab some strike back characters and expect to win. Maybe a guy's more useful with using chakra moves, but you're sitting there with like strike back characters and your chakra move doesn't exactly do freaking strike back. Yeah, you kind of messing yourself up there by doing that. You throw Toby in your mix. Yeah, he's gonna land mines. Does he do strike back? No, he's gonna blast you up into the air. That's all he's gonna do. So basically, that whole role system, it's definitely we're going to touch on this a little bit later.